The movie opens with a video recording from 1959, where we see a young girl named Maxine dancing while her father proudly watches. Even as a child, it is clear Maxine believes she was destined for more, as she boldly proclaims that she will not accept a life that she doesn't deserve. After that, the movie fast forwards to 1985. Maxine is now a recognizable figure in the adult film industry. Yet despite her growing fame, she knows deep down that she's destined for more. The thing is, she is desperate to cross into mainstream cinema, convinced that her time in adult entertainment is coming to an end. Luckily, with the help of her agent Teddy, she manages to secure an opportunity to audition for a horror movie. During the audition, Maxine is instructed to portray agony on camera. She executes the performance with unnerving precision and emotional intensity, to the satisfaction of the judges. Meanwhile, the city is on edge as the infamous serial killer known as the Night Stalker continues to terrorize Los Angeles. Elsewhere, Maxine arrives at a strip club where she works as a stripper. Backstage, a colleague named Amber invites Maxine to a party in the Hollywood Hills, to which Maxine politely declines. Once Maxine finishes her shift, she visits her friend Leon at a video store where he works. She asks Leon to list actresses who began their careers in horror films. She writes her own name at the bottom of the list, revealing that she has just secured her first mainstream role, Puritan 2. To her, this is the long-awaited stepping stone from adult films to the stardom she dreams of. Leon celebrates the news with her, though he points out that most respected actresses did not start in her line of work. The next scene shows Maxine at work, seductively dancing for an anonymous patron. When her shift ends, she waits outside for her friend Tabby Martin. Maxine shares the news of her new role in an upcoming horror movie with her. Tabby congratulates her, but doubts a horror film will elevate her career. Tabby then voices concern about walking alone at night, as the Night Stalker is actively hunting for his prey. She invites Maxine to the same Hollywood Hills party Amber earlier invited her to, and Maxine also declines the offer. Tabby leaves for the party, urging Maxine to be careful. Maxine begins walking home, unaware that a man is following her. In a narrow alley, he blocks her path and draws a knife. Maxine, unfazed, pulls a gun, orders him to strip, kneel, and lie face down. She warns him that the last man who attacked her met a horrific end, then crushes his thing with the heel of her stiletto, leaving him incapacitated. Later, Maxine watches Puritan Warren with Leon at her apartment. When someone knocks at the door, she steps into the hallway and notices an elevator closing. On the floor lies an envelope addressed to her, containing a VHS tape. When she plays it, she realizes it is footage from her past, a certain evidence of a horror that happened to some girl she knew 6 years before. Maxine panics and removes the video before Leon wakes up. At this point, it is clear that Maxine witnessed or was involved in something catastrophe that occurred years ago during her time as an adult star. Elsewhere, private investigator John LaRue tells his associate that he has located Maxine. He warns that because their arrangement prohibits any extreme behavior, the price for his services will rise. In the next scene, we see a man making a video of Amber and Tabby gagged and blindfolded inside a secluded mansion. Then we see Tabby being dragged away to another location. Soon after, detectives Torres and Williams investigate two female bodies found in a cemetery. Although the Night Stalker is initially suspected, the detectives believe otherwise. The victims, Tabby and Amber, bear inverted pentagrams, Tabby on her back and Amber on her cheek. Both have been dead for roughly 5 to 6 hours. Elsewhere, Maxine finds a note on her windshield with a phone number and an old yearbook photo of her. When she calls, the man demands a meeting and threatens to expose what occurred in Texas 6 years earlier. She goes to meet the man, and it turns out the man is John LaRue. He admits he is investigating the surviving cast of The Farmer's Daughters. Maxine denies involvement in the murders, but admits her past haunts her. John warns her that if she does not comply, she will never work in Hollywood again. Maxine returns home only to be confronted by the detectives, who question her since she was the last to see her colleagues alive. However, she refuses to cooperate. Next, Maxine meets Elizabeth Liz Bender, the director of Puritan 2. Liz drives Maxine to a decrepit motel where a classic horror film was once shot, hoping to inspire her. Liz advises her that very few ever make it in Hollywood and urges her to eliminate every distraction that will draw her back. On the drive home, Maxine realizes John is tailing her. She beats the hell out of him and threatens him to leave her alone. Maxine then drives straight to her manager's house and tells him about everything going on. Teddy promises to protect her and manage the detectives. He urges her to stay focused on becoming a star. That night, as Leon closes the video store, the Night Stalker emerges from behind and brutally murders him. It turns out the killer is John's associate from earlier, but we are yet to see his face. The next morning, Maxine awakens to Teddy's call. When she looks outside and sees police vehicles, she runs downstairs only to see the dead body of Leon. Later, at the morgue, Detective Torres and Williams show her the dead bodies of her co-workers and suggest the killings could be staged to frame the Night Stalker. They note that all victims share one connection, which is that they are all friends of Maxine. Torres pushes harder, implying Maxine may know the killer or be involved. But Maxine still refuses to help and leaves for her movie shoot. However, she arrives late to filming, and Liz warns that if she's late again, she will be replaced. Liz then introduces Maxine to the lead actress, Molly Bennett, who advises Maxine to follow Liz's directions carefully if she wants a future in the industry. On the set, Maxine encounters John once again, now armed and fueled by revenge. He chases her to the motel set before being intercepted by a guard. That night, Maxine returns to the club in order to clear up her mind. Soon, John appears again, but this time Maxine is not running anymore. She lures him into the bathroom, escapes through a window, and leads him outside, where Teddy and his bodyguard ambush him. They handcuff John inside a car and crush it with him trapped inside. Next, Maxine goes home to rest a bit after a very long day. However, when she realizes that Molly will be attending the same Hollywood Hills party her friends attended before they were killed, she heads there herself, with detectives following close behind. Maxine arrives at a secluded mountain property, the same location where Amber and Tabby were held. Inside, she hears the same video recording from the beginning of the movie. Suddenly, her father, Ernest Miller, appears. He claims he spent years searching for her and insists he's taking her home. He disarms her and reveals that he's making a film, with Maxine as the centerpiece. He denounces Hollywood as a corrupting force and declares he will draw out the devil within her. As Maxine moves backward toward the stairs, a suitcase tumbles down, spilling out Molly's severed head. Maxine freezes in horror, and Ernest quickly slips a plastic bag over her head, suffocating her until she collapses. Not long after, we see Maxine gagged and surrounded by her father's followers. Ernest tells her she will soon receive the everlasting fame she has always craved. He begins filming what he calls a real exorcism, claiming this will expose Hollywood as a demonic cult. As he moves toward her with a burning inverted star, detectives burst into the compound, and chaos erupts. Ernest's robe ignites, and he flees as gunfire surrounds him. Maxine frees herself with a hidden knife, but is pushed into the pool by another follower. She manages to survive and kills her attacker before joining the pursuit of her dad. In the meantime, Torres and Williams pursue Ernest toward the Hollywood sign. Ernest shoots Torres, fatally wounding him. Williams begs Maxine to watch over him as she continues pursuing Ernest. Torres confesses his dream of being an actor before dying in Maxine's arms. Maxine then rushes ahead and finds Williams gravely injured, but she manages to tell her she got Ernest. Not far off, Maxine finds her father collapsed on the hill. Believing he created a monster, he begs for forgiveness, but Maxine kills him anyway. The next scene shows news reports confirming that after a year-long manhunt, the real Night Stalker has been caught. Maxine, now a celebrated survivor and rising Hollywood star, appears in an interview with Teddy. She recounts the trauma of being forced to kill her own father and expresses gratitude that her long dream of stardom has finally arrived. Her story has been sold for a major film adaptation, and Maxine encourages other young women to reject any life they do not believe they deserve. 1 month later, on set, Liz asks Maxine how it feels to be so close to the success she chased for so long. Maxine simply answers, I hope this feeling never ends. Hey, if recaps like this make you feel like it should never end, hit the like and subscribe button right now and check out other videos like this on our channel.